obviously we're playing a Premiership team, so it'd be a tough task. But we want to do well in all the competitions that we compete for, and we qualified through the group, top of the group, as we wanted to do, and this is the prize for doing it. A tough game away from home, but it's one we obviously want to try and win.
What do you expect from Dundee? Obviously, they've just come up and probably hurting a bit from last weekend's result.
Yeah, but they came up for a reason, because they're a good team and they've got good players, and they've won a lot of games last season. Beat a Premiership team to get into the Premiership. So that sort of result last week can happen when you're playing a team of the quality of Celtic. But I think always as professionals, you want to react in the best way possible to any negatives. So. But we go into every game looking to perform at our best and take whatever the opponent tries to produce against us and overcome it. And tomorrow will be no different, but as a professional you expect some sort of response from that.
How important is a cup run for the fans, but also for the kind of confidence in the team as well? Winning games
is all. It brings confidence. It validates the work that the players do week in, week out. We obviously see the opportunities in the cup competitions, as St Johnstone proved last year, and other teams have proved in previous years. They're brilliant tournaments to go far in and to compete. We got to the quarter final last year in one of the cups, and that was a good occasion. Unfortunately, negative result for us, but for us, we want to win every game we compete in. That's regardless of the competition. We want to feel good about ourselves. We want the supporters to feel good about their team, and you do that by performing well and winning games.
Graham, it was the quarter final in one of the cups last year. Do you have any specific targets? Perhaps an improvement on that semi-final or final. You want to win every game, but do you have any set targets in the cup competitions?
No, because I think if we set it at the semi-final, I'm sure if we got to the semi-final and lost, we would be gutted. That's the reality. You always want more. You always want to go one step further. So, for me, setting targets, that'd be no consolation. Say, well, lads, we got to the semi-final. That's not a consolation. We want to win. We're competitors. It's never a good feeling getting beat. So, for me, we want to just, our targets are the next game. Can we win the next game? And I always think the answer is yes, but we have to do a lot of good things along the way to do that.
What do you think you need to improve on from the 2 game weeks in the Premiership to win this game?
Well, I think we've been quite creative and created chances in both those games. We scored 3 goals against 2 excellent teams who are competing in Europe and had great seasons last season. But obviously on the other side, we have to keep a clean sheet to make those goals count for points or going through to the next round. So it's on both sides of it. I still feel we could have scored more last week, but obviously we want to keep clean sheets. We work hard on that on the training pitch. The players do. We haven't managed yet. A bit of misfortune with the own goal last week, but we're improving. The players are improving, and they're working hard on the training pitch to make those improvements count when they need to count, and that's in match days.
Got a lot of options in the attacking areas now that perhaps weren't there last season. You were obviously playing Tony Watt off the bench and he grabbed the goal on Sunday.
Yeah, Stevie Lawler's come off as well. So we got Justin who scored in the last cup game. So it's important for us as a team that we can't rely. I said it I think last week. We can't rely on 11 players to win us games. I believe in the squad. I believe in the quality of our squad. I see it based on merit, and when players are playing well, and sometimes it just doesn't happen for you. Certainly in the forward areas as a forward player, and having the opportunity and the options to bring 2 quality players on like we did last week, and to help us score the goal it strengthens our case to win games. And as a manager, I want those options. Explain to the players before the season started that I see value in all of them and the squad, and no one is guaranteed to play every single game. It will be picked on merit and performance, and we're always going to need more than 11 players to win any game of football. It's very rare now that no substitutions are made in a game of football. If if it happens at all. So I think the players have to have that humility that we'll be bringing players off or putting players on to win a game of football, and we have more than 11 good players. And for me as a manager, I think it's a great position to be in, knowing that I have different options to try and win a game of football, because you never really know how a team is going to set up exactly, and things always change in the course of a game anyway, depending on how the game's going and what the score is. So those options are good for us.
You'll maybe have your eye on new signings, but has it been nice to actually work with this group of players for 2 weeks without any proper disruption or having to blend anybody new into the game?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I think the first 3-4 weeks of pre-season were difficult. We had a lot of trialists in. We had players missing through injury and illness, and it took a while for us to get a consistent squad together to actually bed down how we want to play. We've had that for the last 2-3 weeks, and I can see the improvements in the team. I can see the improvements in their understanding of what's required, how their teammates play, and we'll see the bearer, or we'll get the bearer of those fruits as we go through the season. But we'll be looking for those improvements on Saturday. I think I'm really confident in the strength of our squad at the moment. I still think we need to improve it if we can, but we've certainly got enough at the moment to win games of football.
How was Mark Tahara? Is he?
Yeah, Mark's been training with us for 2 weeks now, so he's getting up to speed with what we want. Unfortunately, he picked up that hamstring injury right at the start in the first pre-season game. We've got Liam Grimshaw who's picking up the pace of his training as well, which is great. Which just strengthens our squad. We're not look to pick the team for tomorrow. I've got options in most of the positions, which is great, and everyone's competing really well to get in that team. I can see that in the training. I can see how hard everyone's working to put themselves forward to be in that team. So having people like Mark and Liam Grimshaw back, putting pressure on players that are already in the team is a great position for me to be in.